Man.
Okay, guys, we are live. We are live. We are cutting into our Instagram, pull out our hair stories to talk to you today about summer must-have wines. So first, thank you everybody for joining on this. I don't know how it is by you guys, but it is hot here. When is it not hot in Fresno? I don't know. Right. But today I have 4 wine writers, 4 friends with me, and we are talking about our summer must-haves and what we're kind of considering what is a summer wine. So first up, I have Amber, who writes for the Wine Travel Eats, Amare Magazine, and the Vintners Project. She lives on the border of Napa in Green Valley. Her blog includes wine reviews, recipes, and articles about luxury travel. So hi, Amber.
Hi, guys.
And I actually heard my own New York accent when I just said that
I did hear that.
Next up is Jeff. He is a certified specialist in wine through the Society of Wine Educators, a blogger, and the host of the award-winning podcast, We Like Drinking, one that I personally never miss.
Oh, thank you so much, Lori. Thank you for having me.
And next up is Nick. He is the marketing and brand manager for 2 wineries in the Pacific Northwest. He began his career in wine down in Argentina when he did marketing communications for a well-known Malbec producer. He holds his advanced certificate in wine and spirits and is currently a WSET diploma student where he just took his 2nd test.
Thanks for having me, Lori.
And awaiting results. But
awaiting results August.
I know he rocked it.
I don't know. I think this one was by the skin of my teeth.
Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And up next is Rick. He is a wedding photographer by day and a wine blogger by night. He focuses on wine, food, and Charleston, South Carolina experiences. He enjoys learning about wine and sharing his perspectives. So, hey, Rick.
Hey there. How are you? And I may not be certified, but I just got a certificate for completing Somm School at one of the local wine stores. They have a 13-week series of wine classes. It doesn't get me much other than education. You know, nothing I can put after my name, but hey, I just completed it.
Congratulations.
The knowledge is way more important than the letters past your name.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I agree. And I'm your host, Lori. My husband and I, Michael, own a boutique winery in Paso Robles, California. We specialize in award-winning Cabernet Franc and Rosé of Syrah. Graduated from UC Davis Winemaking School. Graduated with a microbiology degree. Graduated with way too much science in my brain. And I am, in addition to the live stream, have the podcast, an award-winning blog, and I am the co-host of Wine for Bet Street, which is a monthly wine education program. And we are missing Debbie today. It's the first one she's not here with, and I miss my partner. But we have, I think this is kind of an interesting concept or topic tonight, summer must-haves. So first and foremost, the most important thing, what is everybody drinking?
Okay, so since I'm the girl, I'll go first.
Absolutely.
Texas here. So I'm drinking one of my favorites, and I think it's also a summer must-have, Smith Madrone Riesling. You know, this stuff is just gold juice in the glass. The reason I like this Riesling so much is that it's such a full mouth wine. You know, it's not wimpy. It's something that I always reach for in the summer when I want a glass of white wine that's going to actually satisfy my red wine taste buds. And it's different. It's so beautiful with food. It's great just to sip on the porch in the summertime, and it's affordable, and it's made by some rock star winemakers that have been up on that mountain in Spring Mountain since the 70s. And so you just got a whole bunch of 50 years worth of knowledge making this juice, and it's awesome. That's it.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're next in line according to my pictures.
All right, excellent. I'm so excited. Like, I have a good friend here in Colorado Springs, Timothy Valdez. He is the owner of Zeta Wines. It's just his own. He's a home winemaker, but he is making some serious juice. And I got to taste some wine with him today, and he let me take a bottle home. So I am tasting this 2016 Pinot Gris.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
I like the label.
Yep. Yeah, there's clouds in it. Of course you like it. Clouds in a blue that you want an
I'm not sure how you saw it because it kind of came up at a whoosh and back, and it was like, whoa.
There, see up there.
Oh, there. See? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so this is Carlos Quartas. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, but a beautiful Pinot Gris. I was telling Timothy I'm generally not a huge fan of Pinot Gris because it's usually pretty like meh. But this one's very full of flavor, great balance, just a very delicious little wine that I'm very much enjoying.
Very nice. Nick?
I couldn't decide, so I'm a bit of a heretic, and I'm double fisting. But
Love it.
my red, I went with Valpolicella because I love Valpo Classico. Really low in alcohol, 12%. Really bright acidity. Ripe red fruit. I mean, slightly chilled is the perfect summer drinking wine in my opinion. And then Duck Pond Pinot Gris 25th anniversary. So bottled unfiltered, unfined. Nice. It was actually fermented in 3 puncheons, 1/3 new, and underwent full mallow. And so it's almost like the Chardonnay of Pinot Gris, which is really lovely.
Very nice. And Rick?
It should be no surprise to those of you that know me. I am drinking a rosé. And Jeff, no. And
if you're drinking Ellers, we're done, buddy.
No, let me tell you, about a half hour before the podcast, Gary says to me, "So Rick, what are you drinking tonight? Make sure you don't piss off me or Amber." And I was like, okay. And so I grabbed a bottle of Chinon. It is a Loire Valley rosé wine. I don't know if you can see it. It is a go-to. It is not only, even though I have a refrigerator full of California rosés now after my trip out west, I grabbed this so that I wouldn't get in trouble. This is a, easy $15, bright, fresh, clean rosé that I started drinking the vintage last year. We have continued on through it, and we just got it back in, and so that's it for today. And I won't tell Amber that Ellers was, yes, never mind. No, it wasn't, I swear, I promise. No.
Rick, you're always, your stories are always entertaining. I love it. I absolutely love it.
What can I say?
So I have to share because I was going to pick a wine and I got yelled at by my husband. He's like, "What do you mean? It's summertime. It's rosé time. What else you gonna drink? You need to drink."
Oh, shameless plug. We love it.
You need to drink Drazita Wines Rosé and Syrah. So I'm doing a shameless little plug for ourselves today.
You're drinking this?
Hey! So yes, so I am drinking my Rosé of Syrah in my little Dracaena wines glass. Right? And
Boy, that is even more shameless.
Shameless plug, but this glass was actually made for me by a gentleman who teaches. He now moved to Massachusetts, but he teaches shop and like an occupational thing for his students, like life skills. And he was teaching them how to engrave glass as a potential career. And I know him through Wine Rescue, and he sent us this glass. And then there's another glass that's got a picture of a Weimaraner that says owned by Vegas on it.
Nice.
So yeah, it was very sweet of him. So I love my little glass. But so cheers, everybody. Sláinte.
Yes.
Cheers.
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 All right. Okay. So this is episode 5. I actually cannot believe that we've been doing this for 5 months already. But my first question is, when do you guys start thinking summer wine? Is there a time that you're like, all right, it's time to start drinking summer wine?
When it hits 58 degrees in Portland. That's when the shorts and the t-shirt come out, and I'm like, yes, rosé all day, white wine.
And so if I can just go from the 58 degrees, that means that, well, here in South Carolina, you were thinking summer wine all year long, because 58 degrees is about as cold as it gets.
And that's why people
during the day. Exactly. That is why people live there. And so really we think about summer wines all year long. And we do drink whites and rosés, light, fresh whites and rosés all year long, or until they run out, because clearly some of the stores, only have limited quantities. So we will switch to red and heavier whites in January, February, but pretty much by March we're looking for them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Both sentiments. One, it's a temperature thing really is what drives it. But I think once you start getting the spring kind of buds starting to pop up, that I think it starts sinking in that rosé season's right around the corner. It's coming, and so that's when I think you start looking for those types of wines.
Is summer wine like rosé? Like, or, it is, everybody's like, okay, it's rosé season, but there's Riesling, I drink Riesling all year round too. But I mean, like to me, the thought process is really the promotion for rosé has become summer equals rosé. But do you drink other wines that you don't typically drink?
So yeah, I do. I am somebody, in the summertime, I drink iced coffee, and I don't drink hot coffee in the summertime. I only drink it iced. And really my tastes in wine changes too. In the summer, when I'm hot, I want something more refreshing. I typically tend to like red wine. And white wine is a secondary choice for me. So when the temperature starts to get up a little bit, my mind starts thinking, oh, wouldn't that be nice and refreshing to the palate to drink something white or rosé. And because I cook, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. My wine choices really have to do with what I'm cooking. And so, when about March or April, when you start thinking salads and fresh and all of where I live in particular, I'm surrounded by not only vineyards, but I'm surrounded by farms. So I get all this beautiful, fresh fruit and vegetables. And so once those start coming around, that's what I want to cook with. And that's what I want to be pairing my wines with. So, you know, it only makes sense that I reach for the wines that are going to pair beautifully with those foods.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily Memorial Day or the summer solstice or, you know, the blood moon, whatever. It's pure temperature.
Temperature, yeah. It has nothing to do with the moon cycles or the biodynamics or, you know, I don't know. No. It's all food and temperature driven, in my opinion.
And apparently,
for me.
I'm just here to piggyback off what everybody else says, but exactly what Amber is saying. It really follows the food. When, you know, you're not going to have a big, thick stew in the middle of July, and the wines kind of tend to follow that. So, like, once those lighter, fair foods start coming out, yeah, rosé is one because you get to say hashtag rosé all day. You know, I mean, what do you not want to do with that? But also, you know, you're looking for those wines that are really driven by the acidity that's going to be able to go along with those more acidic foods and those light, refreshing foods. And you're looking at something that's going to come in and clear the palate and let you get into that next refreshing bite of food.
I think that as soon as the temperature, well, for this year, as soon as it stopped snowing, that you want to be outside and you want to start grilling and you're looking for vegetables. You know, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but during the winter, I don't really eat very many vegetables. It's not, you know, I don't want to, you know, shop. Well, ours is ShopRite, whatever, in Jersey. You know, those vegetables have just been sitting there forever, and they just put, you know, the ethylene in, and there you go. So, you know, I want something fresh. So once I can get to farmers markets, that's when I start thinking lighter food, lighter wines, you know, things like that. So I need those farmers markets. That's what I'm looking for.
You know, yesterday I was out with family, and we were making shrimp scampi. And so while I could have had a rosé with that, I decided to drink a Viognier from Cliff Family that I just picked up when I was out there with Amber last month. And it was the perfect wine to go with that shrimp scampi. And we had it over zucchini pasta, which really is not pasta. It's just zucchini that looks like pasta. And it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. What are you laughing about, Amber?
No, I mean, I agree. It can't be more perfect than that. And, you know, that Viognier is just so clean and fresh in the mouth. It's going to just do all those good things to that seafood and the zucchini. It's just going to make it pop in your mouth. It's just a fantastic combination.
You know what's really good? Viognier with the Cliff Family Bar seed and nut bars.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
I'm guessing that's what you eat in the winter.
That's pretty much what
vegetables. Oh, okay.
Let me just tell you guys that Cliff Family Vineyard, well, Cliff Family, like, they're in business because of me.
Oh.
Like, I support them.
Can we get like a little bell or something to ring every time you plug something, either of your own you started? Like, just a little
shameless plug bell.
That is completely true. I have a Cliff Bar for breakfast. I have a Cliff Bar for lunch, like 99% of the time. Ding, ding. I can't help it. I love their stuff.
Hey.
And honestly, I've never even had their wine, so I have to change that.
Are you kidding me? Okay, that's it. It's on and cracking, Missy. We have to go. I swear to God, I'm not even exaggerating. If I have not had 6 people that I have introduced to Cliff Wines taken there, if they have not signed up for their club,
really?
And even having it shipped.
That's go to their bruschetta truck. That's
my God, it's insane. It's insane.
Well, and let me say that shipping Cliff Family Wines from California to South Carolina is not cheap. But it was like, I don't care. put it in that cold pack truck. And
it's going to have to be a cold pack now.
Yeah. And I mean, we had an incredible tasting. Heck, on Instagram yesterday, I did a post about Cliff Family Rosé, the Rosé of Grenache.
It took you 2 hours to get ready, right?
No, actually, I did that one pretty quick. After I got humiliated by Amber that one night, I have really strived to like streamline my thought process. but bringing it back to Amber again, I do this great post, and Cliff Family responds and says, "Thanks, Amber."
Listen, I really should be their spokesperson, because I do bring people, and you know, I just believe in their wines, and I believe in what they're doing there. It's just talk about a quality experience and quality wines.
Yeah.
They did a guest post to pursue your passion for me, because I was like, I didn't know you guys made wine, but your Cliff bars are awesome. So can you do a guest post? And they did. It was great. It was a great post.
Well, I have to tell you, I was one of the many people that Amber took there that signed up for their club. And I just got the most recent shipment that includes a white Rhone Valley blend.
Which is awesome.
Which I can't wait to try. But since I only have one bottle, I'm kind of saving it.
All right. So, welcome to the Cliff Family Podcast.
Oh, wait.
All right. So when you are looking at a summer wine, when you are thinking of purchasing a summer wine or drinking a summer wine, what is a characteristic that you declare, you know, this is a summer wine? What's in it that you're looking for?
I would say low alcohol, higher acidity, fruit forward. Those are my characteristics when I think of summer, because think of, if we're going back to pairing food, you're wanting something that's fresh in the mouth, that's not super heavy on the palate, you know, something that you can have 2, 3, 5 glasses of if you're at my apartment.
I thought you were going to say bottle.
I'm coming soon. Anybody else?
Yeah, same exact thing. I mean, you know, it's that high acidity that what makes your mouth water. You want another sip. You really want that and you know, when it's light and fresh and it's a hot day outside and your mouth is watering for another sip, that's what makes you think summer right there, you know?
Yep.
Simple.
Even if you never get outside, which we don't here, you know, not in the summer.
And again, I agree with what everybody else said. Now, I will say, and it kind of goes along with the high acidity, but just to expand on the point, something that doesn't have a really long finish to it, because again, you're looking for that get right to your next bite, where you know you don't want like a cab that just has this 2-minute long finish that you just love it and you enjoy it. But you know, at this time of year, you're like, okay, I got it. It's awesome. It cleans my palate out. Get me to my next bite.
And to piggyback on what Nick said, the low alcohol part of it is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the reason why that is so important is because since it's hot, you do tend to drink more quicker. So you want it to be low alcohol so you can drink more frequently. When you said something, Nick, I thought you were saying, you know, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 glasses, and I was thinking you were going to say bottles, but you know,
depends on the night, Rick. Depends on the night.
Exactly.
But the company you're keeping.
I think it also depends on geography and culture. For, you know, when I lived down in Argentina, you know, didn't matter what day of the week it was or season, you're having asado at somebody's house, and when you're having, you know, an asado, you're going to be drinking Malbec. Yeah, sure, somebody's going to have, you know, Torrontés or something like that, but, you know, there's always going to be Malbec there. So, you know, typically it would be higher elevation, so you still have that acidity, you know, maybe some calcareous soils, and so you just get that salinity in it. But I think here in the United States, when we think of summer wines, it definitely goes towards a certain thought process and direction.
Yeah.
So excluding, rosé, because rosé can be pretty much made from anything, but is there a variety that pops in your head screaming summer? So not rosé, because that's not a variety, right? But what wine pops in your head? What grape pops in your head?
Well, not grape, but wine. Vino Verde is one that I always think of right off the bat when I'm looking for summer wines. Amber has a Riesling there. That's another one that I think of. And, Riesling sometimes gets a bad rap because it can be made in several different styles, but a classic dry Riesling, I think, is a great summer wine. There's so many more. I mean, the summer wine list is, yes, please, may I? But, those are two that pop off the top of my head. There's a ton. Picpoul, I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, Picpoul. That seems to be one that's coming up and coming in the wine groupings. You're starting to see more and more of it. And it does have that nice acidity. The Vino Verde, so you're really talking, for the most part, Alvarinho for Vino Verde. Yeah. And although I can't even, Nick, do you know there's that other main grape that's
in Portugal?
And the other one that's in Vino Verde, it's
off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. But when I went to a Vino Verde event in New York, and they had, the majority of them were Alvarinhos, but there was another white grape variety that was very acidic. It's Lulu. Does that help anything? Lulu. No, I don't know.
I was like, are you slurring already, Lori?
I'm like, wow.
Well, I'm thinking it starts with like LOU, something like that, but probably not even close.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's Chenin Blanc.
Chenin Blanc.
Yeah.
Especially Vouvray. But Chenin can just be made in so many different styles, and whether it's Steen from South Africa, just Chenin is the quintessential perfect white wine.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
So
go
ahead. Go ahead, Rick.
I was just going to say that the other day we had a Grenache Blanc, Grenache Gris blend from Roussillon, and it was incredible. And I think one of the key elements to that is if it's grown in a hotter climate near the water, it kind of lends itself to a summer wine. It's going to have the salinity. It's going to have the high acidity, maybe, more of the citrus flavor realm. And this particular wine we had the other day, it was just a great wine to have during the summer, eating it with seafood. And it's not something you find or think of very often, but it's delicious.
So for me, I'm
sorry, Amber. So I actually, thanks to you, I'm paying attention to Facebook also. And Jim Valdoza, I was right. It's LOU. It's Lorero.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Jim.
Good job, Jim.
Woo!
So go ahead, Amber. I'm sorry.
So for me, one of my absolute favorites, if I'm not drinking Smith Madrone and I'm not drinking Cliff Family, is actually or Dracaena. Yeah, I just got my shipment. And I'm so excited. I haven't tried it. It's getting a chance to rest after it being shipped here. But one of my favorites actually is a French variety. We know it here as a different name, but I love Sancerre.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so it's my absolute Favorite thing. I can hardly ever get it here in Napa because they don't sell French Sancerre here.
Don't?
They really don't. No,
Right.
it's hard
All right,
to get it.
Amber,
Yes.
I will trade you.
Yes.
I will buy you a case of French Sancerre because we have them in every store
Oh,
all over Charleston. And you can send me a case of
Cliff.
Cliff or Luna or
any of the many we've had, right?
yeah. I mean, Pinot, we haven't talked about Pinot Grigio.
Pinot
either.
Grigio or Verdello.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Right.
the thing. It's just like the list is so long of the wines that can be summer wines, summer go-to.
Yeah.
Haven't even touched on bubbles.
Oh my God! Don't start me on bubbles, Mister.
I won't. I didn't hit the start button.
And by the way, Jeff, thank you so much because my wallet is a lot lighter now because you have introduced me to Gruet.
Right. Oh, hold on.
Ding. Every time I see them, I send it. I send you the. I send
No,
you the.
I was talking about that the other day when you sent out that 4-pack, that free shipping out to 4. I'm like, what have I started? What have I done to Lori? I'll apologize to her at some point.
Yep, purchased, shipping it on.
Precept Wine thanks you, Lori.
But and so there's another thing that's really important to talk about in that the summer wines, we're talking about the light, refreshing wines, but we also all like to grill and smoke meat in this time of year.
Great.
And not Lori. Lori is she just lives for the seashell. She lives for the seafood like all day long on her plate.
She does, but she doesn't. It can't be anything icky.
I know. She's just
She's got the palate of like this big.
I do. My palate is.
Lori, can I get you some strawberries?
No.
Nope. Not unless you want to rush me to the hospital. Nope.
Okay.
But for a
Every
lot of
recipe I write, I always tell her, I'm going to substitute this for peaches for you, or I'm going to substitute this for some other fruit because I have to come up with something because it's always strawberries in it.
Jim Valdoza is totally agreeing with the bubbles comments, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you seeing Jim Valdoza's comments?
It's on Facebook.
I know I opened up Facebook and I didn't see it anywhere.
It's also on the YouTube chat that you have to do with an external link for.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Hey, Jim.
With the grilled meats, these wines that we're talking about really don't work that well with them because those heavy charred and big meats kind of overwhelm the wines. And so that's when you start talking about Zinfandel and Syrah and Malbec. And that's when these wines that come in that's got a little bit more gusto, your Bordeaux blends. That's when you can bring these. Hold on. Why not? Your Cab Franc. But, so there's a time and a place for these heavier, bigger wines. And especially, like, to me, Zinfandel and Syrah, if you're grilling some meat on the grill, even more than Cabernet Sauvignon, these wines just go so well with barbecue and grilled meats. And so you got to have those on your table as well.
Couldn't agree more.
So
You know
I
what?
just had something that would absolutely, in fact, their whole line just blew me away, was the Ramey wines. Have you guys had Ramey wines before?
I've had their Chardonnay.
Yes,
Okay.
very good.
Okay, so I did a tasting with Ramey. It was really fabulous, but they actually make a claret. And for those of you who aren't familiar, claret is this just light, beautiful red wine that goes with so many things and is just so delicious. And they make a beautiful claret. And for summer, when you're looking for not a real heavy red, but you want a good red, something that, like, just to drink, there you go. A good claret. And I highly recommend Ramey.
Yeah. Well, and speaking, I was about to say something about red wines also, being that, I'm on the right coast and closer to France than I am to
You're on the right coast.
Napa.
No, the right coast is California, my dear. Right
Is
coast
it? I thought that
yes,
was the left
that's the
coast.
wrong coast.
No, you're the left. Are you the left coast?
No, it's the right coast and the wrong coast.
Oh, well, there is that. There's no doubt about that. Don't confuse me, woman. I was going to talk about Gamay.
Of course.
You know, Gamay, you don't see a whole, or I don't know of a whole lot of Gamay producers out in California, but when you look at the Cru Beaujolais out of France, I mean, they produce some beautiful Gamay wines that you're going to put a slight chill on in the summer. You can even do that in the winter. And what did Lori just promote? I just heard a ding.
That was me. That was me. Hubby was just letting me know he's on the way home.
Oh, okay. Anyway, but because being a former, I don't drink white wine person, it was, until I found the white wines that I loved. I still hear from a lot of people that say, I just don't drink white wine. And, I would like to be the person to introduce them to some of the white wines that I think they'll love. But in the meantime, there are some really beautiful lighter red wines like Gamay, maybe perhaps some Pinot Noir, that in the summer with a slight chill would be perfect with a picnic or a grilled, anything on the grill, chicken, whatever.
I would agree with you, Rick. I think any of the, Burgundian reds, that Gamay, the thinner skinned red grapes, even, Sangiovese. I wouldn't go to, Nebbiolo for Burrell. I mean, yes, it's thin skinned, but it's just way too tannic in my mind for summer. Any of those, especially, I'm gonna do a shameless plug. Oregon Gamay, Oregon Pinot Noir, especially maybe Duck Pond Cellars. We have both, but even away from those thin-skinned grapes, what Jeff said rings absolutely true. The Syrahs, the Zinfandels, especially from higher elevations, the Amador, the Lake County, especially Lake County part that's not burning.
Badly.
Lake County is on fire right now?
Lake County.
Yolo County is on fire. Yep.
I would say, keep in mind, I am on the other coast.
They don't have CNN there.
Actually, for reasons that I will not get into.
They only have Fox News.
Fox News. I was going to say.
No. For reasons I will not get into, because this is not a political podcast, I have sworn off all news channels because I can't quite listen to this anymore.
Well, this is not fake news. There's fires.
Kelly posted today smoke from the YOLO fires. Are you seeing the smoke, or was she?
Oh my gosh! So on Saturday night, I had a dinner party, and I live on a lake, and it's beautiful. And we were sitting outside, and ash was falling all over us as I was trying to serve this beautiful dinner that I had created, this 10-course meal all paired with wines. And I said to them, do you want to go in? And they're like, nope, we're just enjoying. But it was so bizarre. And it's just the sky. You can't see the sky. It's kind of gray. And I have these tufts of ash all on my patio.
Oh,
it's really bizarre and sad. It's not smoke where you're breathing in the smoke.
Okay.
It is, ashes falling all over everything. David went to get some wine, pick up some wine, and he was driving the little cute car with the top down, and he left the top down, and he was in the winery for 45 minutes. He came back, and the car was just filled with ash.
Oh.
So that's what's going on.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Jim is chiming in with more reds that are good for summer, such as Grenache.
Grenache. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
And
Jim, man, you are on fire. You need to join us on the next chat here next month.
And you know, I don't know if any of you had any Senso from Lodi. Have you tried any of that? Oh my God. Oh my God. You need to drink buckets of that. It's so delicious.
They serve it in buckets there, don't they?
I think so. I think they just put a big straw in the bottle, and you just suck it down. It's just so good.
So good. That vineyard produces amazing fruit. It really does.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that would be
in the glass again, because Michael David, they own it now, the Betchold Vineyard, they own it. But Turley and Paso creates or has a wine from there. So it's incredible. It really is. And that is another wine that can be drunk whenever. You know, it's a nice lighter wine. All right, so here's my next question, because Mike and I joke about this. Do you tend to drink more, less, or the same amount of wine in the summer?
Yes.
Yes.
I second that.
I would say the same amount, although the color changes dramatically in the summer.
So for us, the color doesn't change because again, with cooking, our wines progress in color in the summertime. That doesn't happen so much in the wintertime, but the color does progress in the summertime a lot. You know, as the evening cools down, we get to a heavier red. You know, we start off with the light whites when it's warmer and move on. The one thing that I will say about the summer is that we have an indoor-outdoor lifestyle where we particularly live, and that just creates more parties. So more parties mean more drinking. But when you do what all of us do, and that wine is your everyday lifestyle, and you literally must drink on a daily basis to do what we do, right? You just, and I think all of us are very responsible drinkers in this group. I mean, so, there's a difference between drinking it and tasting it. Mm-hmm. And, unfortunately for us, a lot of times we just get to taste it rather than drinking it.
Yep.
That's my
I personally think we drink more in the summer, mostly because, well, right now we're together, which is not so that increases it. But mostly I think because we start off, like Amber was saying, we go from the white to the, as the evening progresses. In the winter, I think we tend to have a beer and then sit down for dinner and have a bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. Where in the summer, we're hanging out, we're going to grill something, we'll open a white and we'll drink that bottle. And then, the evening is done and we're sitting down and we're chilling and, all right, let's open up another bottle. So I think we tend to drink a little bit more in the winter in the summer than in the winter. I don't know.
And honestly, I was joking earlier when I just said yes, but I tend to drink more white wines in the summer. I tend to drink more rosés in the spring, a little bit in the summer and fall. And then in the winter, even though I will still drink all of them, it does shift more to red wines. But that doesn't mean by quantity, right. It's not changing, but the color is changing depending on what the weather is like and who I'm drinking with. A lot of times it depends on who I'm drinking with.
Yeah.
Well, that I think goes back to what Amber was saying. I think summer lends itself to parties. You know,
Yeah.
there's more get-togethers, I think, in the summertime because people, at least in Jersey, nobody wants to go out. You
Well, you also have more sun, time of sun to drink.
Right.
Where in the winter by 5 o'clock it's dark and dreary and cold, and you're like, go out? No, I'm not gonna go out. I'm gonna cuddle up on the couch with this, heavier red or heavier beer, and that's it.
Right. You're just getting home and it's already dark.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's how it is. I would agree with you, Jeff, that, here in Oregon, during the summer, it gets light at 5 a.m. Sun doesn't go down until 10. And so you do have that extended daylight versus, in winter, sun goes down at 4 and you're driving home in the dark and doesn't come up till 8:30. Luckily, I work at a winery, so I get to drink all day. No, just playing. In case the OLCC is listening to that.
Okay.
But no, I would agree that season and culture. There's so many factors that play into how and when and how much we drink. But I would say for me, I'm kind of across the board. I don't drink more or less. It's just when I drink and what I drink differs.
So what about the price tag? Do you think summer wines have a mental set that they should be cheaper?
No.
Okay, I have to weigh in right here, and Rick was with me at this tasting, and Lori actually texted me because she couldn't believe it. So there's a recent Sauvignon Blanc that Rick and I drank that was $90.
Oh, and I got a bottle at home. Yes.
You did. And so actually I had quite a lot of comments about said Sauvignon Blanc at $90. And so, it just depends on where you live. Napa, anything goes. For the price, sadly. And I'm not saying price is quality. It's just, I guess, whatever the market will bear. And for me, I drink what I like. And this beautiful Smith Madrone Riesling is $30. It's affordable. Cliff Family is affordable to drink. $30, $40 a bottle. You don't feel bad if you have to drink more than one bottle.
Have to.
Well,
and honestly,
your wrist keeps working. It's just
what the viewers need to keep in mind is what we consider expensive is going to be different than what they may consider expensive, because we are all wine writers or wine educators or wine aficionados that have a platform on, in some form of media that talks about wine. Our price points are going to be very, very different. When I say on a blog, this $40 bottle of wine is very affordable, I get comments back that say, affordable for who?
Right.
Well, and so, you got to remember, the wine that I'm drinking tonight is $15 a bottle. And I have another rosé that I talked about, on the first podcast that we did together. That was What's Your Go-To? That's a $10 bottle of rosé. But I also, brought out a $50 bottle of Cab yesterday for a friend of mine who only drinks red wines, and it was a Smith Madrone, and I knew he would love it. And I, had no problem just bringing out that bottle either. But, my point is, we are going to, everybody has their own different version of what is expensive. But to me, with summer wines, I mean, this is kind of a little off topic.
I'll go for it.
All right now, you may be on the other coast, and I don't know which one that is, other than wrong. But I think it's really important to drink wine at the proper drinking temperature, whether it's summer, winter, or fall. I mean, I can't tell you the number of people that are drinking white wines that are so cold, they might as well be drinking water with alcohol in it.
Kelvin, let's talk
Agreed.
about Kelvin.
Bell, listen to my podcast about Kelvin wine thermometer.
Okay.
We wrote a post
Where
about
is that
them. They're
podcast, Lori?
amazing. We love them.
It came out last week. The wine inventions that help us enjoy our wine.
But I agree, I would agree with you, Rick, on all your points, really. Surprisingly, but when it comes to price, what is expensive or cheap, it varies, and you can have, one of my really favorite summer wines. This is probably blasphemous to say, is like a $5 Colombard from Gascony. It is just. It's just citrus and minerality and low alcohol, and I love it. But that doesn't mean that I don't love, more premium or luxury, whites. So it really just depends on, your budget and, what you like to drink.
Exactly. Drink what you like. That's the most important thing, no matter what the price tag is. If you like what it's now $3 Chuck, drink the damn $3 Chuck. Life's too short to drink stuff that you don't like and stuff that you can't afford. Wine is for everybody, and that's the most important thing that you can know about wine.
Except for what my mom drinks, but I won't say that.
Yes, my mom drinks that same wine. I'm just letting you know. My mom does. And I'm ashamed every time she orders it in a restaurant. I'm like, no, I'm really not a wine writer. Please don't recognize me right now.
And I hear what everybody is saying, but as I think through it, I think for the most part, I probably buy more less expensive bottles of whites than I do reds. Now, that's not saying I'm against spending a good amount of money on a real, I'll drop 35 or 40 bucks on a nice Sancerre because I think the Sauvignon Blancs coming out of the Loire Valley are just beautiful.
Beautiful.
But if I'm feeling like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, I'm going to spend $10, $12, $15 on it, and I'm going to be happy with it. But if I want a German Riesling, I'm dropping 30 bucks, but I think more often I'm drinking more weekday whites that are probably 15 or less. And maybe that's because I'm a little bit more picky when it comes to reds. And I generally am not a big fan of the 15 or less reds. I don't like them a lot. So I think I spend a little bit less on my whites in the summer than I do my reds in the winter.
Right. And I mean, other than that $90 soluble, whites typically are less money because from the winemaker's aspect, it's so much cheaper to produce because I can get that out there faster. I'm not paying for the barrels. I'm not paying for storage, all of that stuff.
Unless you're doing a Chardonnay.
Or this Duck Pond Pinot Gris 25th anniversary that was done in 3 bunches. Sorry, you set me up for that.
I did.
And
everybody loves Duck Pond. Everybody loves
Jim in the chat is about to burn us down if we don't mention that Verdejo is a beautiful white summer wine.
Yes, absolutely. And I have to honestly say I'm unfamiliar with. So.
No way. Okay, so when you come to visit me, I will be flying you with plenty.
Okay.
Cliff has
Where's
one.
my arm?
No, Cliff doesn't have one.
I'm joking.
But speaking of $4 Pinot Grigios,
$4.
Let's not.
no. No, which would be, it's an Italian. This was the funniest thing that I believe Gary told Amber about when we were out there. Gary's favorite Pinot Grigio was a $4 Italian Pinot Grigio that I used to buy at Trader Joe's. And he would send me over there, Rick, pick up a case. It would be what he would drink all summer long.
The Santa Margarita?
No, I couldn't tell you the name of it if you asked me.
Okay.
All I know is it was $4.49. It was the cheapest case of wine I would buy any time of year. And he was fine drinking that until we went to Luna.
Right. So
and we went to Luna.
Luna does have beautiful wines.
Oh, they produce this Pinot Grigio that will make you cry.
It's another one of my brands that I absolutely love and take people there, and their Sangiovese, their Pinot Grigio will make you cry. They're that good. They're that good. So
Jeff's about to cry right now.
I just have this vision of not knowing you're walking in there and opening the door. And there's just a room full of people just sobbing into their
so seriously, it's so funny because the last time I went to Luna, they had this, and I called them 20 minutes before we got there, and they had set me up with this big board. I was with you, right?
Yes.
With you. And
yes.
like, totally kissing my ass and really giving us a wonderful tasting because they know that I love their wines and I support them big time.
Yeah. And their Pinot Grigio, Gary, I believe his comment was, "Damn you, Amber, I'm never going to be able to drink that $4.49 Pinot Grigio again."
Right.
Why are there spit buckets and Kleenex on every table?
Instead of spit buckets. All right. So my last question is, so we have summer wines, right? Do we also have fall wines, spring wines, winter wines? Is there such a thing?
I was gonna ask that same thing.
So, when it gets to winter for me in particular, I really start liking the Cab Francs. I do. I want something warm, and I want something that's going to give me that yum factor. Fall for me is all about Merlot. You got that medium body wine. I can drink Sangiovese all year round. It's one of my absolute favorite things to drink. It's got that beautiful acidity. It's wonderful with food. It just is for me, an all around beautiful wine. And then, again, it's all food driven for me. So when I'm doing that big, huge steak or, and all of my wine goes with the food that I'm making. If I'm making turkey, I happen to love Pinot Noir, which is my turkey. It just depends on what season, so if you're talking fall, you're talking Pinot Noir for me. I love those flavors. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that a lot today as I was thinking about this show, because we look so forward to summer. And so I think that's why we have these discussions, and there's blog posts everywhere about must-have summer wines, but you never really see what are your must-have winter wines.
Right.
It's getting colder out. The daylight is shorter. You're getting more depressed. What are you really looking forward to drinking? You don't really see those posts out there.
No, but you do see, what are you going to drink for the holidays? What are you going to drink for Thanksgiving? What are you going to drink over Christmas? What bubbles are you going to drink at New Year's? In the fall, winter, we have a whole lot of holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And in the summer, we have 4th of July. And
Memorial Day.
I guess Memorial Day.
Arbor Day.
No, that doesn't count.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. Yeah, no.
Groundhog Day.
Groundhog, excuse me, that would be February, and I don't know what your
I know,
February is
well,
like out there.
I've had about half a bottle of this Sniffy
And as any teacher will tell you, the worst holiday on the face of the earth
Parent-teacher day.
Labor Day.
Mm.
Why
worst.
is that?
Because you're ready
They
to
go
go
back to school.
Oh.
I have to go back. Blah. Good thing my kids don't watch this stuff, right?
I
get that.
I love Labor Day because just when you think that's like the sign that the 100-degree or 100% humidity is about to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lori?
It's the sign that the 100% I'm enjoying my day is gone.
Gone.
Exactly.
See, I enjoy my day 365. So I live where it's beautiful weather all year round, and I have wines across the street.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And before we go, I just want to say, Amber, the next time you have a 10-course dinner,
right,
and we're not invited, I mean, come on, 10 courses.
I know it was insane, and I paired it all with the local wine from Green Valley AVA and Sassoon Valley AVA, and it was really an amazing night.
Cool. You gonna
saw
blog
lots
about
of
it?
pictures of food. I saw lots of pictures of food that looked amazing.
Thank you.
I'll expect my invite because you don't want to cross me, Amber.
Oh,
Yes.
sweet, come on over. You know, I say to everybody, come on over. You know, my casa, su casa. You know, come on. Rick will tell you it's
like
a pretty good bed and breakfast over here.
Right? You're like 8 hours down the freeway.
There you go.
Come on down.
Bubbles for breakfast. That's all I gotta say.
All right, guys. So you know what time it is, right? It's
riddle time.
It's riddle time.
Hey, let's hear it.
Okay, so here we go. You ready? You ready? I climb higher when hot, but beware my rage. I'll kill with a breath if I can escape my cage. And everybody's dumb.
Can you repeat yourself?
A hot air balloon?
I can. No, not a hot air balloon, even though that did almost kill me. No. I climb higher when hot, but beware my rage. I'll kill with a breath if I can escape my cage.
Mercury?
Yeah. A wildfire.
Yeah. Remember, all of I try to follow in the Jeff Eccles philosophy of, you know, the concept of the concept.
That's always wrong.
No,
I think it's a hop from Czechoslovakia.
I'll say the sun.
There's a little science to this one.
Okay.
And it's not a thermostat.
I liked Mercury. That was my favorite.
Oh, who said that?
Me.
Yeah, like,
I said Mercury, like thermostat.
Dude.
You laughed at me earlier.
I didn't hear Mercury.
You said Mercury. That's got to be it. And then we went on.
I was like, okay.
Somebody said Nick said Mercury. Clearly, you don't pay attention to anything
he
says.
Jeff.
I mean, my lust was my second answer, but that's
No, Mercury.
Jeff, I need to see you to do the glasses thing.
Oh,
The up and down glasses thing. There you go. There you go.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. I did
That's
not even
okay.
hear Mercury.
You'll make it up to me.
I will. I promise.
or else.
All right. So now that Nick, you're like doing well in this. You get these riddles well.
That's what I
Excuse
do.
me, I have more correct answers
I don't
than
think
he
so
does.
anymore, Rick. I think he went. I think you were tied, and now he's gone ahead.
Oh, okay. I'll have to be a part of more of these podcasts.
And last
Okay.
month, I stumped everybody. Nobody got it.
I study riddles. That's what I do.
Mhm. What else are you going to do in Oregon?
We are going to Brick Howling.
You're losing control quick, Lori.
Oh, you better say goodnight.
Rein it in.
Rein it in.
All right. Well, we are at that time, obviously, that it is wrap-up time. So this is where you get that 1 minute or so to just kind of plug whatever it is you want to plug, because we haven't plugged enough during this episode. So we're going to go in reverse order this time. So, Rick, go ahead.
Hey, everybody. I just put a new post out. This is my favorite dog in the whole wide world. This is Breezy. Say hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Breezy.
She's the one that knocked over the wall last time. And anyway, I just put up a new post on strong coffee to red wine. Check me out, and I hope to be here again. Thanks so much.
Awesome. And Nick?
So I am Wine Calm Guy. You can find me on Twitter, on Instagram, or winecalmguy.com. Also looking for anybody in the wine industry, particularly in buying, selling, or winemaking, that wants to be interviewed by me for my WSET diploma Unit 1 research paper. It's on the 2017 vintage. Feel free to hit me up, winecalmguy@gmail.com.
Mike can talk to you. Jab?
Mike will talk to me?
Mike will.
Okay, good.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to check out, after you listen to the Dorsina Wines podcast and Wine Fabelt Street, be sure to check out the We Like Drinking podcast. Each and every week we drop on Fridays. We have a lot of fun on there, similar to what we did here tonight. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at We Like Drinking, and on Twitter as We Like Drinking 1. That's the number 1. And if you're on the Facebooks, I highly recommend joining us in the Tavern. It is a hoot. It's our private social media group. WeLikeDrinking.com/tavern to get signed up.
And Amber.
So, follow us on Instagram at Wine Travel Eats. I do a lot of photography of beautiful places all over the world, and I have a magic wand that works for clouds. Ask Jeff. He's always telling me that my magic wand works. And follow us on Twitter at Wine Travel Eats, and on Facebook at at Napa Food and Vine. Actually, we do recipes that are easy and beautiful and tasty. And we do a lot of travel, and we do a lot of beautiful wines and stuff that can relate to everybody, not just wine aficionados.
Agreed.
Yep. And I'm Lori. Last shameless plug. Dorsina Wines.
Everybody
Rosé
loves
Syrah.
Dorsina. Woohoo!
We are actually offering a summer wines deal right now that if you're going to get 20% off if you buy a 6-pack. So that's that's a discount. And our regular price is only $20. So that is a huge, huge summer wine price tag right there. So 20% off plus $10 towards a future purchase. So it's a pretty awesome deal.
But drink the Cab Franc, because the Cab Franc is amazing.
Yes, it is.
The what?
The Cab Franc is amazing.
Oh, thank you. Double gold winning. So there's another ding, ding, ding for us. So anyway, thank you guys for joining. And all that's left is next month's episode. And that is going to be on August 13th, unless I'm in Oregon. August 3rd. Right. Although I could still do it in Oregon. I think that's what we should do.
That would be fun.
We should totally do that.
August 13th at 5 p.m. Pacific time, because yes, I am now on the right coast. And it is going to be decant or not. Do we have to decant?
Oh, great. Because I just had I just had a great experience with that. So Rick and I both had a great experience with decanting. So, we'll both have a lot to say on that subject.
Awesome. So I hope you guys join in. And I thank everybody for coming in. And Jim, thank you.
Thank you,
for being on
Jim.
the Facebook
Thanks,
page.
Jim.
And everybody else who was watching. We had several viewers here, so thank you, everybody. And all I can say is, sláinte.
Here's everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ha!